Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya Namaha. May I humbly request our honorable chief guest for today's program, Reverend Swami Shubhavratananda ji, President of Ramakrishna Society, St. Petersburg, Russia, and Reverend Swami Kripamayananda ji, Head of Vedanta Society of Toronto, Canada, Swami Ekarthananda, President and Spiritual Head, Ramakrishna Ashrama, Nepal, and our distinguished guest, Professor Dr. Krishna Chandra Sharma, to take the seats. As we are starting the program, being alumni of Ramakrishna Mission, the first thing we were taught the value time. So we are starting the program sharp at 3:30, as it is said here in the program. So without any delay, other distinguished guests, devotees, ladies and gentlemen, a very vibrant and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Today is not just a program, it is a celebration of spiritual awakening. It is a reminder of strength, devotion, and fearless living. As Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. With that spirit, let us begin this sacred gathering with the lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the trip of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and strength over weakness. I humbly request our Reverend Swamijis and honorable guest to kindly come forward for the lighting of the lamp.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Paramastu Hare Om Swastina Indro Vredasarava Swastina Bhukha Vishwaveda Swastina Satarksho Arishatanemi Swastino Brihasapatir Dadhato Bhadrangkarne Sridhoyamadeva Bhadram Pashvema Shavirja Chandra Sthirairangai Tushadavago Sasatanur Vivyase Mahide Vahitam Jada Yoho Vishwanide Vasavitarudurita Niparashova Jagadharantanna Ashova Om Santi Santi Santi.
Thank you very much, Ashutosh, for filling this hall with divine resonance. Now moving forward, we now offer flowers to the Holy Trio, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi, and Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna taught, as many faiths, so many paths. With that universal spirit, let us offer our devotion. To honor the noble souls who have graced us with their presence. In our culture, welcoming a guest is welcoming the divine itself, Atithi Deva Bhava. Let us proceed with the traditional welcome to our guests. We are deeply blessed by your presence. Before we proceed the formal program with the program here, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Manoj Biswakarma, currently working as a principal of United School. And I'm in this profession for last 25 years. And I'm a proud alumni of Ramakrishna Mission School, Along, Arunachal Pradesh, India. By the blessing of the God, I happened to born in India, in Arunachal Pradesh. And the another good thing was, there was this beautiful school, Ramakrishna Mission School. A beautiful school, a big school with almost 5 football grounds over there. And our school is, many might think that Ramakrishna School is kind of a Gurukul or something like that. It's not like that. It's a very modern school with all the facilities which was before the time we have already received there. When the computer was first introduced, our school was the first school to have the computer in a remote state of India, that is Arunachal Pradesh. My school taught me the discipline. My school taught me how to dress properly. My school taught me punctuality. My school taught me service to mankind is service to God. In my exercise books, the front page, the cover, it is always written over there, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. So, with this beautiful saying and belief, I'm blessed. What I am today is because of the blessing of my school. We had everything. We got the exposure of everything. Our school had everything. Like, we got the training of all important life skills which is needed. In my school, they taught me Sanskrit. They taught me Mahabharata. They taught me sloks of Gita, even Kabir Dohas, Kal kare so aaj kare so ab, pal mein parlay hogi bahuri karega kab, was taught to me during my school days. Bada hua to kya hua jaisa ped khajur, panthi ko chhaya na mile, phal lage ati dur. So these things, when I was just in primary classes, I was taught, and these things are still in my mind, very fresh. So this is the beauty of our school. Spiritually, they made us very strong. Alongside the regular curriculum, which made me so confident. I have traveled almost 15 to 16 countries all over the world. With the same message, I go everywhere. And with the blessings of Swamiji, I'm doing good. And I strongly believe that education without character is life without soul, which we see in current education. The character building is the most important thing which is lacking in current education system. So we have to change it. And from our side, we are trying our best to change our education system with putting spirituality in our education. We are working on that, and hopefully, with the support of everyone, we will move ahead with this our noble project, which we will be having very soon in Kathmandu, Nepal. There are so many things I want to say. I can talk for hours and hours when I have to talk about my school. The beautiful school, so many memories. The current speaker of Arunachal Pradesh Assembly is my alumni, is my friend. Panchayat Minister is my friend. All the government officers, all the commissioners, whenever I go Arunachal, they come to pick me in the airport with that car with the red light, those things, all because of the blessings of our school. They taught us in a very young age. They taught us beekeeping. We never knew how to hold those bee combs. They taught us when we were just in grade 6, 7. They taught us what is carpentry. They taught us poultry farming, gardening, all the life skills which are needed. And during that time, there wasn't computer, so they taught us typing. And I still remember A, S, D, F, G, spacebar, semicolon, L, K, J, H. These are the basic things. These were taught in my school. Which school does this? So that was far ahead of our time. But I'm blessed to be part of that school, and I'm blessed to be the alumni of that school. So, about me, I will just keep it short. And I will move forward with today's program. To formally open today's reflections, I invite Swami Ekarthananda ji, head of Ramakrishna Ashrama, Nepal. Swami Vivekananda once declared, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within. Revered Swamiji, please guide us in manifesting that divinity.
आज एकदमै शुभ दिन, आज एउटा विशेष दिन पनि हो। आज चाहिँ भगवान श्रीरामकृष्ण देवको 16 जना डाइरेक्ट डिसाइपल सन्यासी शिष्यहरूमध्ये स्वामी योगानन्द महाराजको शुभ जन्मतिथि आज। त्यसकारणले यो दिन त यसै पनि अस्पिसियस नै थियो, शुभ नै थियो, किनभने हाम्रो माझमा स्वामी श्रीमद स्वामी शुभव्रतानन्दजी सेन्ट पिटर्सबर्गबाट आउनुभएको छ। श्रीमद स्वामी कृपामयानन्दजी टोरन्टो क्यानाडाबाट आउनुभएको छ र अरू धेरै भक्तहरू पनि विभिन्न ठाउँबाट आउनुभएको छ। नेपालभन्दा बाहिर स्वामीजीहरू सँगै पनि आउनुभएको छ। त्यसकारणले पनि यो दिन आज यसै पनि अत्यन्तै शुभ दिन र यस्तो राम्रो एउटा भक्तमण्डली भक्तहरूको एक किसिमले भनौँ भने यसलाई हामीले स्पेसल सत्सङ्ग अङ्ग्रेजीमा नाम दिए पनि यो चाहिँ एक किसिमले यो भक्त सम्मेलन जस्तो भक्तहरू सम्मिलित हुने ठाउँ। त्यसकारणले पनि यो आजको दिन अत्यन्तै शुभ दिन हो र स्वामी योगानन्दजी महाराजको अझै झन् तिथि पूजा पनि परेको हुनाले, जन्मतिथि पनि परेको हुनाले यो अत्यन्तै शुभ दिन भइदिएको छ। र आजको यस पावन अवसरमा म स्वामी शुभव्रतानन्दजी महाराज र स्वामी कृपामयानन्दजी महाराजलाई मेरो प्रणाम व्यक्त गर्दछु। अनि हाम्रो बिचमा प्राध्यापक डाक्टर कृष्ण चन्द्र शर्मा सर पनि हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँको वेद वेदान्त अनि यो गोरखनाथको इत्यादि विषयहरूमा अत्यन्तै गहिरो अध्यक्ष र रामकृष्ण विवेकानन्दको पनि उहाँले गहन अध्ययन गर्नुभएको छ। र उहाँको आज विषय पनि मैले, किनभने उहाँले युनिभर्सिटीमा पनि त्यो भगवत गीता, थर्ड सन भगवत गीता बाई स्वामी विवेकानन्द, भगवत गीतामा स्वामी विवेकानन्दको के विचार थियो, त्यो विचार, त्यो एउटा सानो पुस्तिका छ। त्यो पुस्तिकालाई उहाँले युनिभर्सिटीमा पनि लगाउनु भएको थियो, प्रेस्क्राइब गर्नुभएको थियो र विद्यार्थीहरूलाई पनि पढाइ गर्नुभएको। मैले तपाईँले त्यही विषयमा नै बोलिदिनुहोस्, अझै राम्रो हुन्छ भनेर चाहिँ मैले उहाँलाई अनुरोध पनि गरेको छु। पछि उहाँको क्रम आउनेछ। र आजको यस पावन अवसरमा हाम्रो कमिटीको उपाध्यक्ष भाइस प्रेसिडेन्ट श्री रविराज थापाज्यू पनि हाम्रो समक्ष हुनुहुन्छ। कोषाध्यक्ष श्री शशि सत्यालज्यू पनि हुनुहुन्छ। हाम्रो फाउन्डर प्रेसिडेन्ट, यो रामकृष्ण आश्रम नेपालको फाउन्डर प्रेसिडेन्ट श्री शारदा सत्याल, मैले शारदा आमा नै भन्छु, उहाँ पनि हाम्रो माझमा हुनुहुन्छ। अरू पनि गण्यमान्य विशिष्ट व्यक्तित्वहरू यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ। प्राध्यापक डाक्टर श्रीधर लोहनी सर, हाम्रो प्राध्यापक डाक्टर शङ्करराज पन्त सर, उहाँले त गस्पेल अफ रामकृष्ण त्यसलाई नेपालीमा अनुवाद गर्नुभएको 15 वर्ष लगाएर प्राध्यापक डाक्टर शङ्करराज पन्त सरले। त्यो पुस्तक हामीले रामकृष्ण आश्रमबाट छपायौँ पनि 4-5 वर्ष पहिले, अनि त्यो छापिन पनि उहाँले अनुवाद 15 वर्ष लगाएर गर्नुभयो, त्यसको 10 वर्षपछि त्यो छापियो। अनि आज त्यो पुस्तक पनि हाम्रो सेल्स काउन्टरमा पनि राखिएको छ र आज चाहिँ त्यसलाई 1200 रुपियाँको हो, तर आज 500 रुपियाँमा नै त्यो उपलब्ध छ सेल्स काउन्टरबाट। अरू पुस्तकहरू पनि छन् र हाम्रो बिचमा अरू पनि धेरै गण्यमान्य व्यक्तिहरू, मैले सम्झिन सक्ने, सबैको नाम त सम्झिन पनि सक्दिनँ। हाम्रो मित्रबन्धु पौडेल सर आउनु भएको छ, युवराज घिमिरे सर आउनु भएको छ, उहाँसित अरू पनि सबै गण्यमान्य व्यक्तिहरू सबै आउनु भएको छ। मैले सबैको नाम लिन सम्भव पनि नहोला। अर्को मैले भर्खरै सम्झेको नाम दीपक गेवालीज्यू पनि आउनु भएको छ। त्यस्तै धेरै गण्यमान्य व्यक्तित्वहरू आउनु भएको छ, धेरै भक्तहरू आउनु भएको छ। भक्तहरूको यो सम्मेलन हो। यस सम्मेलनमा म यहाँ सबैलाई हार्दिक हृदयबाट नै यो आजको यस कार्यक्रममा सबैलाई म स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। र यो हाम्रो रामकृष्ण आश्रम झन्डै 15 वर्ष, यसको अझै पनि टिनेजर नै हो, यो अहिले टिनेजरमै छ। यो 15 वर्ष चल्दैछ यो आश्रमको। र यसै क्रममा अब मेरो काठमाडौँ 15 वर्षमा 7.5 वर्ष जति चाहिँ म काठमाडौँ आएको पनि भयो। त्योभन्दा पहिला पनि स्वामी गौराङ्गानन्दजी, स्वामी, त्यसपछि स्वामी रामेश्वर महाराज पनि यहाँ हुनुहुन्थ्यो। म आउँदाखेरि रामेश्वर महाराज, अरू महाराजहरू पनि हुनुहुन्थ्यो। र धेरै भक्तहरूको पनि सहायताले, कन्ट्रिब्युसनले आश्रम बिस्तारै भए पनि अगाडि बढिरहेकै छ। अहिले त म आउँदाखेरि भाडाको घरमा बसिन्थ्यो, अहिले आफ्नै घर बनेको छ। अब यहाँ एउटा हामीले अहिले भर्खरै हाम्रो मनोज शर्माजी, जो आजको मास्टर अफ सेरेमनी, मनोज विश्वकर्माजी, उहाँ आजको मास्टर अफ सेरेमनी पनि हो र हाम्रो कमिटीको एक्जिक्युटिभ मेम्बर पनि हो। र हाम्रो स्कुलकै प्रडक्ट पनि हो उहाँ, र एउटा स्कुलको युनाइटेड स्कुलको प्रिन्सिपल पनि हो, र उहाँहरू हामी सबै मिलेर चाहिँ यहाँ कसरी एउटा रामकृष्ण मिसनले स्कुल स्थापना गर्न सक्छ त्यस विषयमा पनि गहन छलफल र एक्सप्लोर गर्ने कामहरू पनि भइरहेको छ। म धेरै बेर बोल्दिनँ, 2 मिनट हाम्रो मनोजजीले पनि भन्नुभयो म्यानिफेस्टेसन अफ डिभिनिटी, त्यस विषयमा केही बोल्नको लागि, किनभने हो म्यानिफेस्टेसन अफ डिभिनिटी नै मनुष्य जीवनको एकमात्र उद्देश्य हो। किनभने म्यानिफेस्टेसन अफ एनिमालिटी हाम्रो त प्रिमिटिभ र त्योभन्दा पहिला पशु हुँदा पनि हामीले म्यानिफेस्टेसन अहिले पनि हाम्रो त्यो भित्रको एनिमल टेन्डेन्सी त आइरहन्छ। अनि मानवता भन्ने हामीले शब्द भन्छौँ, तर मानवताले मात्रै पनि नपुग्दो रहेछ। डिभिनिटी, मानवता भन्दा पनि माथि उठेर डिभाइन, नट ओन्ली ह्युमन but divine qualities we have to manifest in our life. Swami Vivekanandale त्यही भन्नुहुन्छ, we are all divine, already we are divine. Each soul is potentially divine. ब्रह्माबाट लिएर एकदम किरासम्म पनि, ब्रह्मा भनेको सृष्टिकर्ता, ब्रह्माबाट लिएर सामान्य एउटा किरा फटेङ्गासम्ममा पनि डिभिनिटी त्यसभित्र छ। त्यो डिभिनिटी म्यानिफेस्ट गर्न सक्ने क्षमता केवल मनुष्यमा मात्रै हुन्छ। र स्वामीजीले भन्नुहुन्छ इच सोल इज पोटेन्सियली डिभाइन, द गोल इज टु म्यानिफेस्ट दिस डिभिनिटी बाई कन्ट्रोलिङ नेचर इन्टर्नल एन्ड एक्सटर्नल, डु इट आइदर बाई वर्क or worship or psychic control or philosophy and be free. This is the whole of religion. Swami says religion is realization. धर्म भनेको रियलाइजेसन। त्यसलाई हाम्रो जीवनमा कसरी हामीले हाम्रो प्रत्येक क्षणमा हामीले त्यसलाई कसरी म्यानिफेस्ट गर्न सकिन्छ, त्यो हो डिभिनिटी भनेको। हाम्रो व्यवहारमा त्यो म खालि ब्रह्मज्ञानी हो मैले भन्छु, तर मेरो व्यवहारमा त्यो झल्किँदैन भने त्यो चाहिँ फेरि सायद त्यो हाम्रो भ्रम हुन सक्छ। हाम्रो व्यवहारमा त्यो डिभिनिटी झल्किनुपर्छ। त्यो भनेको अनसेल्फिसनेस। स्वामीजीले भन्नुहुन्छ अनसेल्फिसनेस इज गड। जो निस्वार्थ छ, चाहे वो मन्दिरमा जाओस् या नजाओस्, चाहे उसले टीका लगाओस्, टुप्पी पालोस् या नपालोस्, चाहे जेसुकै पनि होस्, तर ऊ भित्र यदि अनसेल्फिसनेस छ भने उसले आफूलाई भन्दा पहिले अरूको विषयमा सोच्छ भने, इफ ही थिङ्क्स अफ अदर्स बिफोर ही थिङ्क्स अफ हिमसेल्फ, द्याट इज कल्ड डिभिनिटी। म अरूको लागि के गर्न सक्दछु, हाउ क्यान आई हेल्प यु। अनि सेयरिङ, अङ्ग्रेजीमा भनिन्छ सेयरिङ एन्ड केयरिङ। हामीले कसरी, जसरी पशुलाई के एउटा खानेकुरा दियो भने जति नै एकसाथ उनीहरू भए पनि उनीहरूले चाहिँ त्यो खोसाखोस गर्छ। मान्छेको त्यो टेन्डेन्सी हुनु हुँदैन खोसाखोस गर्ने। मान्छेले चाहिँ बाँडेर खानु, त्यो मान्छेको नेचर भनेको चाहिँ बाँडेर खानु। आफूसित एउटा रोटीको टुक्रा छ भने र आफ्नो वरिपरि यदि अझै 4 जना छन् भने सबैले बाँडेर खानु, त्यो नै डिभिनिटी हो। अरूको सहायता गर्नु, त्यो डिभिनिटी हो। त्यो चाहिँ हाम्रो जीवनबाट झल्किनुपर्छ। डिभिनिटी भनेको त्यो अभ्यासले हुन्छ, सत्सङ्गले हुन्छ। जस्तो अहिले हाम्रो यो पनि एउटा सत्सङ्ग हो, सत्सङ्गद्वारा हुन्छ, साधनाद्वारा हुन्छ। त्यसको लागि पनि त्यो भयो भने चाहिँ अरू सबै कुराहरू आफै ठिक हुँदै जान्छ। म्यानिफेस्ट द डिभिनिटी विदिन यु एन्ड द रेस्ट विल टेक केयर अफ इटसेल्फ। Glory will come, power will come, and everything that is excellent will come. Just let that sleeping soul rise. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. र म अब हाम्रो बुद्धदेवजी आउनु भएको छ महाराजसित। उहाँलाई आजको एउटा सानो भक्ति सङ्गीतको लागि प्रार्थना गर्दछु। एउटा सानो भक्ति सङ्गीतको लागि र आज योगानन्द महाराजको जन्मदिन पनि हो र यति भन्दै म आफ्नो सानो वक्तव्य यही टुङ्ग्याउँछु र म अझै एउटा पनि मैले एउटा भनिहालौँ हामीलाई यो हल र स्टेज उपलब्ध गराइदिनु भएकोमा यहाँको जुन म्यानेजमेन्ट यो ग्यालेक्सी पब्लिक स्कुलको म्यानेजमेन्टलाई पनि म हृदयबाट नै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु धन्यवाद नमस्कार
Devotion is love expressed in melody. Sri Ramakrishna said, God is in all men, but all men are not in God. Through devotion, we move closer to Him. Please welcome Sri Buddhadev Guha for a devotional song.
Good evening, everyone. My loving and namaskar to all the distinguished devotees and friends, and my choicest pranams to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji, as well as to both the Swamis on the stage, Swami Shubhavratananda Maharaj and Swami Kripamayananda Maharaj, as well as my loving namaskar to Professor Sharma ji. So this beautiful August evening, while it's still afternoon, evening, I'll sing a song, and the song depicts the glory and the praises of Sri Ramakrishna. And I hope all of you can join me. It's a very simple song, and it's a chorus song. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Gahare jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Ajiye shubha dine miliye bhakat jane. Ajiye shubha dine miliye bhakat jane. Gaho gaho Ramakrishna Nam. Gaho gaho Ramakrishna Nam. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Ramakrishna Name, Ramakrishna Preme, Ramakrishna Name, Ramakrishna Preme, Mati autu dharadham, Mati autu dharadham. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Hari te bhuvar prem avatar. Hari te bhuvar prem avatar. Prabhu Ramakrishna Gunadhar. Prabhu Ramakrishna Gunadhar. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Ramakrishna Name, Ramakrishna Preme, Ramakrishna Name, Ramakrishna Preme, Mati autu dharadham, Mati autu dharadham. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Gaho re jaya jaya Ramakrishna Nam. Jai Ram, Jai Krishna, Vishwa Guru Ramakrishna. Jai Ram, Jai Krishna, Vishwa Guru Ramakrishna. Ekadhare Shama Shiva Sham. Ekadhare Shama Shiva Sham. Gahure Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Gahure Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Gahure Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam.
That was truly uplifting. Thank you very much, Buddhadev ji. र यो भजनले मलाई मेरो स्कुल डेज पनि याद दिलायो. मेरो स्कुलमा चाहिँ हाम्रो एउटा ठुलो प्रेयर हल छ जसमा चाहिँ देयर इज अ सिम्बल अफ अल द रिलिजन अफ द. हाम्रो स्कुलले चाहिँ जहिले पनि रिलिजियस टलरेन्सको बारेमा सिकायो, रेस्पेक्ट अल रिलिजन भनेर सिकायो. र त्यसले चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहिँ कुनै पनि धर्मबाट राम्रो कुरा लिनुमा रोक्दैन. वी टेक गुड थिङ्स फ्रम अल द रिलिजन. त्यो खालको टलरेन्ट चाहिँ हामीलाई बनाएको छ. अहिले रिसेन्टली एज यु नो देयर इज सो मच अफ नेगेटिभिटी एभ्रिवेयर इन नेपाल. हाम्रो बिहान न्युजबाटै सुरु हुन्छ लाइक देयर इज सो मच अफ नेगेटिभिटी. अनि मैले एउटा सोसियल मिडियामा एउटा पेज हेर्दै थिएँ. त्यसमा चाहिँ एउटा ज्युज स्कलरले एउटा भन्नुभयो, मलाई एकदम मन पर्यो. उहाँले के भन्नुभयो भन्दाखेरि उठ्ने बित्तिकै मोबाइल नछोड्नु. फर्स्ट थिङ, keep all the negativity away from me for today. Self pity लाई हराइ त्यसलाई टाढा राखौँ र ब्लेम गेम बन्द गरिदिउँ भनेर 30 सेकेन्ड्स मात्रै प्रे गर भनेर भने. And I just practiced it for 3 days. Honestly, I'm practicing it for just 3 days. My approach to the day has changed. मेरो सोच्ने र मेरोमा जुन चाहिँ पोजिटिभिटी आउने, just in 3 days I can feel that. Otherwise the day started with all the negativity. कसैलाई ब्लेम गर्ने, कसैलाई आफ्नो सेल्फ पिटी, अरू neither so many negative things are there. So we don't mind taking the good things from any religion. So this is the beauty of my institute, my ashram. This is the beauty. Okay? Now we dive into the powerful words of Swami Vivekananda, words that shook the world and awakened India. He proclaimed, strength is life, weakness is death. To bring those powerful words alive, I humbly invite Sri Buddhadev Guha to please come to the stage.
Wow, back to back, and I'm taller now. But many of you may know that Swami Vivekananda, when he came to the West, he hardly spoke about his Guru. Guru is Sri Ramakrishna, the personality. He spoke mostly about his teachings, about his principles, rather than Sri Ramakrishna, the character. But in this occasion, in 1896, in London as well as in New York, he gave 2 talks about Sri Ramakrishna, one of the rarest talks that he spoke in details about his master. And the subject of the talk was my master, Sri Ramakrishna. So I would I would read an excerpt from it. So Swamiji says, today the name of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is known all over India to its millions of people. Nay, the power of that man has spread beyond India. And if there has ever been a word of truth, a word of spirituality that I have spoken anywhere in the world, I owe it to my master. Only the mistakes are mine. This is the message of Sri Ramakrishna to the modern world. do not care for doctrines, do not care for dogmas or sects or churches or temples. They count for little compared with the essence of existence in each man, which is spirituality. And the more that is developed in a man, the more powerful is he for good. Earn that first. Acquire that and criticize no one. For all doctrines and creeds have some good in them. Show by your lives that religion does not mean words or names or sects, but that it means spiritual realization. Only those can understand who have felt. Only those that have attained to spirituality can communicate it to others, can be great teachers of mankind. They alone are the powers of light. The more such men are produced in a country, the more that country will be raised, and that country where such men absolutely do not exist is simply doomed. Nothing can save it. Therefore, my master's message to the mankind is, be spiritual and realize truth for yourself. He would have you give up for the sake of your fellow beings. He would have you cease talking about love for your brother and set to work to prove your words. The time has come for renunciation, for realization, and then you will see the harmony in all the religions of the world. You will know that there is no need of any quarrel, and then only will you be ready to help humanity, to proclaim and make clear the fundamental unity underlying all religions was the mission of my master, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Other teachers have taught special religions which bear their names. But this great teacher of the 19th century made no claim for himself. He left every religion undisturbed because he had realized that in reality, they are all part and parcel of one eternal religion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Buddhadevji, for the stirring reading. The Bhagavad Gita teaches action with detachment, courage and compassion. Courage with compassion. Swami Vivekananda described that the Gita as a call to strength and fearless duty. To enlighten us further, I invite Professor Dr. Krishna Chandra Sharma to the stage.
Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasiva Yadvadram Tanna Shiva. All the deities, including Savita, early form of the sun. Avoid ill omens from my life, but let there be auspicious entities be intact. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama. Parabrahma. So, His Holiness Swami Shubhavratananda, President of Ramakrishna Society, St. Petersburg, Russia, and His Holiness Swami Kripamayananda, Head of Vedanta Society, Toronto, Canada, and His Holiness Swami Ekarthananda, President and Spiritual Head of Ramakrishna Mission, Nepal. Respected Professor Sridhar Lonisar, my Guru, Professor Pant, and all the distinguished audience, quality audience. Vivekananda on Gita, thoughts on the Gita. Though these ideas are scattered in different collected volumes of Swami Vivekananda, particularly in volume 1 for Krishna, Gita 1, Gita 2, Gita 3. In this way, segments are there. And then thoughts on Gita and this work without motive, niskam karma. These two segments are from his speeches in Calcutta. So, thoughts on the Gita, this small book contains 6 segments, 2 segments from Calcutta and 4 segments from San Francisco. Krishna, Gita 1, 2, 3. And the first one was basically rendered in Bengali, later on translated into English. All other segments were in English. When I have gone through these speeches and presentation on Gita, I found he is very critical. He doesn't present Gita the way many commentators present as the summary, as the main ideas. Rather, he begins with 4 questions. Gita is part of Mahabharata. So the question is, how is this authority Vedavyasa? So whether Vedavyasa is a proper noun, person, or it is a title, that many Puranas are attributed to Vedavyasa, and also Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra is also attributed to Vedavyasa. So is it the particular person or the position, title? So he discusses that in ancient India, particularly importance was not given to who writes. And many of the texts were written and then particularly attributed to respected guru. So that concept of authorship and historicity, these things in relation to this text, Vedic text, is not easy to determine. So he says, usually there are two names offered. Krishna Dvaipayana, you see. So, of course, 2 names offer. However, it's not certain of their time, of their place. And about Krishna, he says, only in Chandogya Upanishad, there is a reference of Krishna. An entire Vedic literature, in Vedic Samhita, Brahmana Grantha, Aranyak, and in these portions, there is no reference of Krishna. Only in Chandogya Upanishad there is a reference of name Krishna comes. However, his teacher is referred as Hora. But in Bhagavata, Vishnu Purana, his guru is referred as Sandipani. So, even on that basis, we cannot say the Krishna referred in Chandogya Upanishad is the same as referred in Vishnu Purana, Bhagavad and other Puranic texts. Third, whether this war, Mahabharata war, really happened or not. Vivekananda discussed. Perhaps Kuru dynasty and Panchal dynasty, there happened to be some war. Because he relates, most of Vedantic texts are related to kings. So, king of Kashi, Kashi Naresh, you see, most of Upanishads are referred to Raja, not Brahman. So most of Vedantic texts are related to Kshatri, kings. So Gita is one of the three pillars of Vedanta. Brahma Sutra, Upanishads and Gita. So on that ground, since Upanishads form the ground of Vedanta philosophy, and the most of the eminent author, eminent what you call the interpreters of Upanishadic ideas are from kings. King Janasruti. You see. So from that ground, Krishna may be one of the kings. The way Vedantic text related to different kings in relation to Upanishads, so king may be one of the kings. So that this text forms one of the pillars of Vedanta, three pillars. And then another question he puts before beginning Gita. Before we understand Gita, we have to be clear about these four questions. About the authorship of Vedvyasa, you see, about Mahabharata war, about Krishna's historicity, and then finally the characters, Pandavas and others, who are the main players, actors. Are they historical characters or mythical characters created? So Vivekananda begins with this critical questioning. And then he says, let's see what Gita basically talks about. Kalaivyam masmagama partha naitattamurkapaddhate. If we read Vivekananda through his collected works, this is often quoted text as the main representative spirit of Gita. So Gita says, just overcome the fear. Fear is the cause of all miseries. Fear is the cause of all the troubles. So long you are you are subjected to fear, miseries will always with you. So to Arjuna he begins, Kalaivyam masmagam. Don't be afraid of. It is not suitable to you. Upapaddhate is unsuitable to you. Sudram hridaya daurbalyam. Tatto tishta parantapa. Uttishta. Stand up and avoid that weakness of your heart. And repeatedly, Swami Vivekananda, in his works, uses the term abhi. Avoid scare, avoid fear. Only then you can enter the spirit of Vedanta. So you cannot enter into the spirit of Vedanta so long you are the subject to fear. Fear is the root cause of all evils. So another very famous quotation we find in the writings of Vivekananda, Uttishta jagrata prapte varan nibodata churasya dhara nishita durataya. So this is from Kathopanishad. So he repeatedly urges young people, stand up, Uttishta, jagrata, wake up. This is not the physical wake up. This is a spiritual, psychological wake up. Be aware of the surrounding that you are. He is talking of the 19th century India prior to independence. He said, Jagrata, Prapya Nibodata. But this is not the easy. Churasya dhara. Razor's ease. Churasya dhara nishita durataya. So the way that you intend to move on, to find the truth, to realize, because dharma is the realization. This is churasya dhara. Razor's ease. The way is very difficult. So in Vivekananda's thought on the Gita, his focus is in two concepts. Number one, Niskam karma, work without motive. detachment. So he doesn't cite much about what we call the most famous lines, karmanneva adhikaraste. He doesn't cite much. But the most focus point is, his repeated line is, Swadharme nidhanam sreya paradharmo bhaya. So he has defined Swadharma is duty. Dharma term is duty. Swadharma is not Hindu, Muslim, all that. Swadharma is the whatever position you have, social or professional, that position is the dharma. So you have to be dutiful. So even if you die being active, doing duty, that's better. So repeatedly, Swami Vivekananda focuses on being active. Karmat, karma yogi, you see. So Gita, one of the wonderful aspects of Gita is that in research we believe in the operational definition. Whenever we talk about some concept, we have to give the definition. Gita is such a text where any concept comes, immediately you find the definition, working definition. What is Brahma? What is Adhyatma? What is Daiva? What you call the karma? So every concept, what is karma, akarma, bikarma. So in Gita 3, basically Vivekananda focuses on Gita chapter 3. And Gita 1 and 2, he focuses on Gita chapter 2. Because Gita chapter 2 is entire Vedanta. Concept of Deha and Dehi. The body and the soul. We call Dehi in Nepali or in Hindi or in Sanskrit, and Deha is body. So, what dies, what doesn't die? What is death? Even that very concept is clear when we go through Gita, verse 11 to 29. From 29 onward is shift to Karma Yoga. 11 to 29 is Sankhya Yoga, focusing on knowledge. So, Gita 1 and 2 focuses on knowledge and action. But Gita 3 focuses on importance of action in life. What we call dharma, what we call kartabya, you see. So, basically, Vivekananda, differing from, in certain aspect, the way other acharyas, Madhavacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Ramanujacharya, and Sankaracharya, who particularly focus on Brahma, element of Brahma in Gita. Vivekananda focuses the world is also beautiful, the world is also important, because we have to live here. So this sense of connecting divinity with the life is the most important aspect of Swami Vivekananda. That's why Vivekananda defines each living being as one of the spark of divinity, Devatva. So our movement in terms of Vivekananda is not from animal to divinity, but rather from divinity to divinity, lower aspect of divinity to higher aspect of divinity. So we all, particularly human beings, are part, and entire beings are part. Because Gita only talks about Jivatma, not Manusya. Mamaivanso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatam. So this Jivatma is not only human being. One of the aspects of Gita is that Jiva is including all the living beings. So in this way, Swami Vivekananda brings this Vedanta, which was particularly a bit subtle, away to practical life. That's why often we find practical Vedanta wherever we study Vivekananda. So in this way, though the book is small, this thought on the Gita, it has 6 segments, and the focus is basically on the importance of action and working without motive. and overcome the sense of fear. If we can do that, if we be dutiful to Swadharme Nidanam Sreya, then another most important point what Vivekananda's entire writing focuses is what is the difference between others and what we call this Vedantic, Vedic presentation is Gita 4, chapter 11th verse. What it says, whatever way you worship, ultimately you are worshipping. So that's the most important point. Gita doesn't say convert. Gita says be a good person, be a good worshipper of whatever form you have accepted. And whatever form you worship, I am. So this is universalism. You see? So thus Vivekananda, reading of Gita of Vivekananda also needs to be connected with a paper on Hinduism, what Vivekananda presented in Chicago conference. Because that basically gives the entire philosophical foundation of Vivekananda. So we have to read that paper, then we have to read this book, only then things become clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for that illuminating discourse. Before moving forward, let me share some of my experiences currently when as a principal working with almost 2,600 students, dealing the problems of the young people every day. These days, the children, they give up so quick. They think if they fail in something, especially these days, very young people in a relationship, when they break up, they think that's the end of the world. And they think like that's the end of everything. So I have to keep them very simple. I have to make them understand in a very simple words. So that's why I follow all the books, all the good verse from all the religion. And one of the Quranic verse, which I liked very much, which I often use with my students when they think like, okay, I cannot tolerate it anymore, it is beyond my capacity. This Quranic verse said that Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity. And it works on me as well. Sometimes like I feel like I'm burdened with so many of responsibilities on my shoulder. But I feel at the same time, no, the God will give you that burden, that which you can bear. So त्यसले चाहिँ एउटा कन्फिडेन्स दिँदो रहेछ. So बच्चाहरूलाई पनि मैले त्यही कुरा गर्छु. The God is testing you. That's why God is given you this test, and if you pass here, you can move ahead in your life. So it helps. So यस्तो सानसानो कुराहरूले पनि हामीले बच्चाको लाइफमा केही चेन्ज ल्याउन सक्दाखेरि त्यसले धेरै राम्रो कुराहरू हुन्छ. Moving ahead, the spiritual wisdom becomes even more beautiful when expressed in one's mother tongue. Now we invite Swami Kripamayananda for an address in Nepali based on Sri Ramakrishna Vachana Sudha. As Sri Ramakrishna said, the purpose of human life is to realize God. Revered Swamiji, please bless us.
Om Sarvadharmastapakastvam Sarvadharmaswarupakah Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishna Te Namah Ramakrishna Te Namah Mata me Parvati Devi Pita Devo Maheshwara Bandhava Shiva Bhaktascha Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam Om. So wonderful to be with you all here today. After a gap of about 2 years, I'm again here back with you. And such an august presence on a auspicious day of the birthday of one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. And we are listening wonderful talk on the Gita and Swamiji's view on the Gita. And Sri Ramakrishna's direct disciple who is born on this Tithi today, he said he was Arjuna in his previous birth, connected with Sri Krishna. He was very timid, very mild, very quiet. Arjuna was such a brave. How it is, we don't know. But that's how, maybe pure like Arjuna, maybe questioning, trying to find the reality. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna could find Swami Yogananda as Arjuna in his reincarnated in this age as Swami Yogananda. So today I am asked to read and explain the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, translated into in Nepali as Sri Ramakrishna Vachana Sudha. And I have been given a difficult task. What is difficult? Swami Ekarthananda ji asked me, Swami, you have to read and talk in Nepali. Nepali is my mother tongue, but not used for long time. Anabhyase Visham Vidya. That you will find when I speak Nepali. Not used, so forgotten. So please forgive me for the mistakes and lapses that will come, and the mixture of words from other languages, particularly Bengali and Hindi. About the gospel, what is gospel? Gospel is the word of God. You find gospels, Bible has 4 gospels, all about the Jesus, his teachings. It's recorded by 4 disciples of Jesus Christ. So here, this work is also recorded by M. Why M? M because he didn't want to express himself at all. His name is Mahendranath Gupta. And he just hid. All he presented is Sri Ramakrishna. Nowhere explanation, narration, trying to modify, trying to say something other than what he spoke. But whatever Sri Ramakrishna spoke, he presented totally and hid himself behind. And even he hid his name and wrote, who is recorder? Only M. Not Saint Luke's, not Saint Mark, no one, but just M. Hiding, making a very one-syllable name. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna has been translated in Bengali original. It was written as Sri Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. You know the name Amrita means nectar. Nectar means joy, fearlessness, strength, immortality. That is what the nectar means. And what is the main meaning of Sudha? Same. Sudha is Amrita in Nepali or Sanskrit. So that is what is Vachana Sudha. In some languages, Vachana Veda. In Hindi, it's called Vachanamrita. Like that, different name is given of the same name. There is a beautiful verse that M also quotes from the Gopi Gita of the Bhagavatam, that it says, Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriritam kalma shapaham shravana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinantiye bhurida jana. Who spread thy name are the real givers. And your words, O Lord, is like the nectar which removes the impurity of human beings and are the life of the holy persons. Hearing these words itself is auspicious and peace generating. That's what is said in the Gopi Gita of the Bhagavatam. That Kathamrita word M chose from the Bhagavatam and gave his work, monumental work, the name Sri Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita in Bengali. So, about this book, which has been translated in almost all languages of the world, all major languages. Its Hindi translation is one of our Nepali translation of course. He worked 20 years, our Pantji, Dr. Professor Pant worked 20 years to produce this book. Big, voluminous, wonderfully bound, very nicely printed. So, classic work. And as the message is sweet, so is the language has become beautiful. There are some little spelling mistakes which will be corrected in our next edition. But about this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, it's translated in Kannada language, the language that is spoken in Karnataka, has been translated in, like Hindi, it is translated by Suryakanta Tripathi Nirala. Those of you who know something about Hindi, many of you have studied in India and are conversant with the Hindi. As our border is not only with Bengal, but we have borders with Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, both are Hindi-speaking provinces of India. So we often go and we are conversant. And the translator in Hindi, Suryakant Tripathi Nirala, is a great literature. And he is the beginner of Chayavada of Hindi. The power, the expression in a different way. That great literature is so famous in the Hindi language, has translated in Hindi the Sri Ramakrishna Vachanamrita. And in Karnataka, in Kannada language has been translated by another great person in their language. Like Rabindranath Tagore, you have heard, like in Bengali, great poet in Bengali. Like that in Kannada, the greatest poet in Kannada, greatest literature has been Kuvempu. And Kuvempu translated, studied this, took initiation, became a disciple and translated this gospel from English or Bengali or Hindi, from which language I don't know, but he translated into Kannada and named it Sri Ramakrishna Vachana Veda. He said words of Ramakrishna, but those are not less than Veda. We have one Swami, Swami Ekarthananda. He's head of our Chicago center. He has visited Nepal many times with me. He's my friend, my sannyasa batchmate. We had sannyasa together. He gives regular talks on the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And he says about that gospel, it doesn't say classes on gospel. He says classes on Panchama Veda, fifth Veda. We have 4 Vedas, Rig, Shama, Yajus and Atharva. Now he says fifth Veda. Why Veda? Because the message of Vedas are here. We said Gita also Veda. Don't we say Upanishad? Om Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Like those are all words of God, and they are like equivalent to Vedas. They have the power to remove us, our ignorance, and grant us freedom. As it was being said by Manojji, Swami Vivekananda's words are all about strength, fearlessness, power, freedom. He said, I preach nothing but Upanishad. And every page of Upanishad to me speaks about the strength and strength alone. The strength can take us from ignorance to knowledge, from hatred to love, from bondage to freedom. And that is what is needed. The school, we are in the very sacred atmosphere of the school. The school is called like Mandir. In India, we have some school, as Manojji was saying about his school in Arunachal Pradesh, in Alo. In some school, we call Vidya Mandir. The school is a temple. So here in this Galaxy Public School, it is written, providing innovative education. Innovative, something that is new, something that is discovering, something that is inventing. We need that education. In fact, that has been told to us to learn that our basic education has to be discovery. Isn't it said in the Vedas? Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. That is the real learning, that is the real knowledge which makes us free, vimuktaye. Otherwise, vidya is no vidya. It is just breadwinning education, just learning for earning some money, eat, procreate, and then get old and die. Nothing you achieve. We have been born as a human being. We have to realize the truth. We have to know our true nature. Until we have done that, our human life is not successful. Ishopanishad says, you have been born as a human being. If you have not realized your true self, you have committed suicide. And you die before that, it is like committing suicide. It is like making your life useless. The truthfulness of this human life is we need to know our true self, which is nothing else than God. Our true self is Brahman, God himself. We worship Ganesha, we worship Devi, we worship Krishna, we worship Vishnu, we worship Shiva. All these gods are nothing but our own self manifested in different ways. That we learn from reading this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. As it was being said, Krishna Chandra Sharma ji said, Ekam Sad Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. That Sat is one. Scholars, wise persons say it by various names. These different deities, different gods that we worship are nothing but our own true self manifested outside, and we bow down to them. They are our own perfect self. We try to understand that perfection in the deities. We go to Pashupatinath, we go to Mighty Devi, we go to Nakshal Devi, we go to Ganesha, bow down to them and pray to them, give us knowledge, make our life decent, may we not fall in the clutches of Maya. That type of prayer we do. Whom do we pray? We pray to our own soul, our own self, our own Atman, because Sri Krishna said, I reside in the heart of every being as their Atman. So that Atman is expressed in the Vachana Sudha. Let me try to read in Bengali and explain to you a little, not much time, don't worry. The one passage that I have chosen is Bada Bazar Ma Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, Bada Bazar is a locality in Kolkata where mostly traders live, Marwari traders, big businessmen. And Sri Ramakrishna visited there. They had invited, and Sri Ramakrishna had gone there, and he is speaking beautiful instruction. Sri Ramakrishna, a whole conversation is very sweet. Sri Ramakrishna talks about a bread, sweet bread, Mishti Ruti. Sweet bread, and he says, however you eat that bread, it tastes sweet. You eat at one end, you eat on the sidewise, other end, Mishti Roti, the sweet bread is sweet on all sides. Like that is this Vachana Sudha. Whatever you read, it is so sweet. Before I read the Vachana Sudha, let me read from Kuvempu. Kuvempu says about the gospel. The gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is a veritable temple on one's palm, a veritable hermitage on one's palm, a veritable place of pilgrimage on one's palm. But unlike a temple or a place of pilgrimage, there is no chance of its getting polluted, nor is there any chance of its getting dilapidated, like the structure of a temple. The home that houses this gospel will itself become a temple. The hand that holds it will be holding the very lotus feet of the Lord. The tongue on which its letters roll will be savoring nectar itself. The gospel is the repository of bliss. It is the ocean of peace. It is the manna of divine knowledge. It is the friend that stands by you in the hour of trial. It is the Guru that at the moment of overwhelming joy counsels humility and devotion and makes you feel that you are on offering at the Lord's feet. It is the torch that shows your way in darkness. It is the staff to lean upon while trudging on an uneven path. It is the pole star that guides you when you are lost in wilderness. It is the quintessence of the Vedas and the Upanishads. After reading it, even the most ordinary literate need not feel jealous of any scholar, nor does he feel inferior to any scholar of eminence. On the other hand, he feels that by the grace of God, none is more blessed than himself. He attains peace and fulfillment. He acquires the vastness of the sky, the height of the highest mountains, and the dignity of the ocean. Never before had God incarnated in such an approachable form, nor had the voice of the Lord shaped itself into a book that could be read and understood by the most ordinary of men and women. Here ends his comment on the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, where he said he, we have to replace with now in this our age with he and she. It meant for both genders. Now let me read a little, and I'll conclude in short time. एकजना मारवाडी आएर श्री रामकृष्णको पाउ दबाउन लागे। श्री रामकृष्णले पहिले त मान्नु भएन, पछि केही सोचेर मधुर बोलीमा हुन्छ बिस्तारै दबाउ भन्नुभयो। उहाँले मास्टरसँग सोध्नुभयो, स्कुलको के हाल छ? मास्टर, हजुर आज छुट्टी छ। Master means M, and he's asking that about to master. Sri Ramakrishna हाँसेर, भोलि अधर कहाँ चण्डीको सङ्गीतमय गाना हुन्छ। अधर भनेको एकदम भक्त हुनुहुन्थ्यो, उहाँ डेपुटी मेजिस्ट्रेट हुनुहुन्थ्यो, त्यो चाहिँ श्री रामकृष्णको भक्त हुनुहुन्थ्यो। मारवाडी भक्तले एकजना पण्डितजीलाई श्री रामकृष्ण कहाँ कुराकानीका लागि पठाए। पण्डितजीले आएर श्री रामकृष्णलाई प्रणाम गरी आसन ग्रहण गरे। उनीसँग अनेक प्रकारका ईश्वरीय कुरा भइरहेछ। अवतार सम्बन्धमा कुराकानी चल्न लाग्यो। श्री रामकृष्ण, अवतार भक्तहरूका लागि हो, ज्ञानीहरूका लागि होइन। पण्डितजी, परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे। अवतारको कन्सेप्ट श्री रामकृष्णले भन्नुभयो। अवतार भक्तहरूका लागि, ज्ञानीहरूको लागि त पुरो ब्रह्माण्ड नै ब्रह्मको स्वरूप हो, मेनिफेस्टेसन हो, ब्रह्मको ग्लोरी हो। अवतार पहिले त भक्तहरूको आनन्दको लागि हुन्छ, अर्को दुष्टहरूको दमनका लागि, परन्तु ज्ञानी कामना शून्य हुन्छ। The Pandit son is saying, पण्डितको छोराले भन्नुभयो, he came to converse with Sri Ramakrishna. What happens that when someone tries to listen to the talk, कुरा सुन्न लाग्यो भने, when there is holy man talking someone, question answer, we may not be able to ask the question, but we enjoy the conversation. हामीहरूलाई कुरा राम्रो लाग्छ, तर हामीहरूको प्रश्न भन्ने प्रश्न हुँदैन, भित्र हुन्छ, एक्सप्रेस गर्न सकिन्न। त्यही हुनाले उनीले पण्डितलाई बोलाएका थिए मारवाडी भक्तहरूले। त्यो पण्डितसित कथा हुन्छ, एन्ड मारवाडी डिभोटीज आर देयर, तिनीहरू वहाँ बसेका थिए, खुब इन्जोय गर्दैछन्। उनले भने, अवतार फर द जॉय अफ डेभोटीज, भक्तहरूको आनन्दको लागि चाहिँ छ नि, वसुदेव सुतम देवम कंस चारूरमर्दनम देवकी परमानंदम। को कृष्ण? देवकी को परमानंद हुन् कृष्ण। देवकी आमाको आनन्द परमानन्द हुन् कृष्ण। त्यस्तै भक्तको परमानन्द हुन्छ भगवान। भगवानको काम हुन्छ भक्तहरूलाई आनन्द दिने। एउटा कहा परित्राणाय साधूनाम चाहिँ हो आनन्द दिने, अनि विनाशाय चाहिँ दुष्कृताम, दुष्ट दमन गर्ने। र तिनले भने ज्ञानी कामना शून्य हुन्छ, तिनीहरूको वासना हुन्न। श्री रामकृष्ण साहस्य हाँसेर भन्नुभयो, तर मेरा सबै कामनाहरू त गएका छैनन्। भक्तिको कामना रहिरहेको छ। भक्तिको इच्छा कुनै कामना मध्ये हुँदैन। भक्ति भनेको to get the freedom, the desire to be free in no desire. Desire is that thing which binds us. जसले हामीलाई बन्धनमा फेल्छ त्यो हो डिजायर। जसले हामीलाई मुक्त गर्छ त्यो डिजायर होइन। यसै वखत पण्डितजीका छोराले आएर श्री रामकृष्णको चरण वन्दना गरे र आसनमा बसे। श्री रामकृष्ण पण्डितजीसँग, भाव के हो, भक्ति के हो? पण्डितजी, ईश्वर चिन्तन गर्दा गर्दा जब मनोवृत्तिहरू कोमल बन्छन् तब त्यस अवस्थालाई भाव भन्दछन्। जस्तै सूर्य उदाएपछि बरफ गल्दै जान्छ। आवर माइन्ड हैज मेनी एंगुलरिटीज, हामीहरूको धेरै जस्तो हुन्छ। तो भाव भयो भने आवर इमोशन्स बिकम भेरी सफ्ट, वी क्यानट hate others, we cannot become angry upon others, our thing changes, that becomes bhava. Bhakti matures into bhava, bhava matures into mahabhava, mahabhava matures into prema. These are 4 gradations of bhakti. Bhakti doesn't end with just worshipping God. Bhakti has to become bhava. What is bhava? When your emotions become very soft, you become a soft person, you cannot hurt others, you cannot think ill about others, you cannot scold others even. That is the softness, bhava becomes. Sri Ramakrishna. प्रेम कसलाई भन्छन्? पण्डितजी हिन्दीमा नै कुराकानी गरिरहेका छन्. श्री रामकृष्ण उनीसँग बडो मिठो हिन्दीमा कुराकानी गर्नुहुन्छ. पण्डितजी प्रेमको बारेमा अर्कै ढंगले बुझाउन थाले. श्री रामकृष्ण पण्डितजीसँग, होइन, प्रेमको यो सब अर्थ होइन. प्रेम यो हो, ईश्वर प्राप्ति यस्तो प्यार हुन्छ कि संसारको अस्तित्वको होस त रहँदैन नै, साथै आफ्नो यो देहको जो यति प्यारो वस्तु छ पनि याद हुन्न. प्रेम चैतन्य देवलाई भएको थियो. Now I said about the 4 categories of bhakti. Bhakti, bhava, mahabhava, prema. Prema is the highest. What is prema? You forget the world. Not only world, you forget your own body and you are totally consumed in the thought of God. Kabir Das ji wrote one beautiful poem. He said, Prema ki gali ati saakaro. When you walk in the lane of prema, it's very narrow. Isme do na samay. 2 people cannot walk in that lane, so narrow lane. Jab main tha tab hari nahi. When I was walking, God was not there because 2 cannot fit. Only 1 person can go so narrow. That is called prema. When my ego was there, I am doing, I am working, I know this, then God is lost behind. जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, और जब हरि है तब मैं नहीं. Now God has come. He has totally replaced my ego. Now God has taken care. Now I know it is God is the thing that is the doer of everything. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, do you think I speak? Mother makes me speak. I am doing nothing. She has taken full control of this mind and body, and she is making do as she likes. Swami Vivekananda also said, I was in a great trouble, financial trouble. We had no food, no clothing. My siblings, my mother was suffering. I went to Mother Kali to pray. And Mother Kali found my precarious situation, and she took that opportunity and made me her slave, her servant. And now she is guiding me as she likes. When he became the instrument in the hand of God. Now God was moving him, what to speak, where to go, how to deal, how to rouse people. Otherwise, one person can one person rouse whole of humanity? Now we are reading and we find how this Krishna Chandra Sharma spoke about Swamiji's talk on Gita. When we read Swamiji, we feel that energy coming to us. It is not human power, it is divine power. It is divine mother's power that comes through him. Not only we know about the background and about the Swami Vivekananda was received. But Roma Rolla, French savant, French literature, Nobel Prize winner, he said, after he was writing after 30 years of Swami Vivekananda's Parliament of Religions, he says, when I read his words, I feel like electric shock coming to my body. And what shock would have produced when these words came out from the lips of the hero? That is the power of the Divine Mother that comes from the words, even the printed words in the pages of the books. When you read, you feel that energy coming to us. पण्डितजी, हो हजुर, एउटा मतवालाको नशा जस्तो हुन्छ. When you have prema, it becomes like nasha, intoxication. सब बिर्सिने, जस्तो नशा भयो भने मान्छेले त सब बिर्सिहाल्छ. बाटो हो कि नाला हो थाहा छैन तँलाई। त्यो एउटा मान्छे जाँदै थियो, फेरि नसा गरेको थियो, जाँदा जाँदै त्यो साइडको नालामा पऱ्यो। त्यो भन्छ दिउँसो दिउँसो त क्या त रातिमा खाएको चाहिँ कस्तो बनाएको अरे त्यो बाटो। दिउँसोको बेलामा त नालाहरू साइडमा जान्छन्, राति बेलामा किन बिचमा आउँछन्? त्यो आफै साइडमा गएर नालामा परेको। त्यस्तै हुन्छ, सब सब बिर्सिहाल्छ, कहाँ हान्दैछु, के भएको सब बिर्सिहाल्दैछ। एउटा नसावाला गएछ, त्यसपछि भन्नु लाग्यो, अच्छा एउटा ल्याम्प पोस्ट हेरेछ, बोल्छ यो सूर्य हो। आरोग्य नसावाला छ, त्यो बोल्यो न चन्द्रमा हो। तो दुईजनामा झगडा लाग्यो, एकजना त सूर्य, एउटा चन्द्रमा। आरोग्यजना आयो, त्यो बोल्यो हामीहरूमा खुब झगडा हुँदैछ, यो देख्छु ब्राइट एउटा छ, यो सूर्य हो कि चन्द्रमा? अहिले भन्छ सूर्य, मैले भन्छु चन्द्रमा, के हो यो भन त? त्यो मान्छेले फेरि भन्यो, ओ म त यहाँ बस्दैन, मलाई थाहा छैन के हो, सूर्य हो कि चन्द्रमा। त्यो तृतीय पनि नसावाला थियो, तृतीय पनि नसामा थियो। त्यस्तै हुन्छ, नसा भयो भने केही पनि थाहा हुन्न। भगवानको नसा पनि नसा हो। इनफ्याक्ट श्री रामकृष्णलाई भेट गर्न यहाँ एकजना आउनुभयो, त्यो कालीपद घोष त्यहाँको नाम थियो। त्यहाँले खुब मद्दप हुनुहुन्थ्यो, ड्रिङ्क गर्नुहुन्थ्यो खुब। त्यहाँ आउनुभयो, त्यो श्रीरामकृष्ण काली मन्दिरबाट आउँदै हुनुहुन्थ्यो, हिँड्न नसक्ने, एज इफ हिज ड्रङ्क। त्यो कालीपद घोषले भने एउटा पाइयो नसामा हुने, त्यो गएर तालाई पक्रियो, भने खुब नसामा हुनुहुन्छ जस्तो छ, भन्छ खुब नसामा। उहाँको श्रीरामकृष्णको भगवत नसा थियो, यसको त मदिराको नसा थियो। भन्यो तिमीले के मलाई दिन सक्छौ, त्यो तिमीले चाहिँ नसा गरेको छौ? निश्चय स्योर दिन सक्छु नि। भन्यो अच्छा मलाई किन्तु बेलायती चाहिन्छ, ब्रिटिस चाहिन्छ, इङ्ग्लिस चाहिन्छ, मलाई इन्डियन भएर हुन्न, स्ट्रङ नसा चाहिन्छ। तिमीलाई यस्तो नसा दिन्छु, तिमी नसामा एकदम परिहाल्छु भनेर श्रीरामकृष्णले पछि छोइदिनु भयो। त्यसको सब जागतिक नसा, मदिराको नसा सब गयो, भगवानको नसाले पक्रियो कालीपद घोषलाई पनि। त्यस्तै हो भगवत नसा। त्यही पण्डितले भन्दैछन् एउटा नसा जस्तो हुन्छ। श्रीरामकृष्ण कसैलाई भक्ति हुन्छ, कसैलाई हुन्न, यसको के अर्थ हुन्छ पण्डितजी? ईश्वरमा वैषम्यता हुन्न, उहाँ कल्पतरु हुनुहुन्छ, जो जे चाहन्छ उसले त्यही पाउँछ, परन्तु कल्पतरुको नजिकै त जानै पर्छ। पण्डितजी यही सब कुरा हिन्दीमा भनिरहेछन्, श्रीरामकृष्ण मास्टरतर्फ हेरेर अर्थ बताउनुहुन्छ। This is how Sri Ramakrishna conversation is. Master was Bengali. He didn't know Hindi that much. Sri Ramakrishna was also born in Bengal. But he was Shrutidhar. Whatever he heard, he could understand. How did he learn Bengali? He was in a village in Kamarpukur. But in Kamarpukur, some pilgrims used to visit. Those who went to Ganga Sagar, they went through Kamarpukur. Sri Ramakrishna used to go and listen to their Shastra Charcha, and there they used to do this conversation in Hindi among themselves. He learned Hindi just by listening to that, and he is now conversing in Hindi with this Pandit and teaching this M, which double MA of that time in 1884, that and says that Sri Ramakrishna explaining to M in Hindi, in Bengali, what the talk conversation is going on. That is about Sri Ramakrishna and his conversation with the introduction. Sri Ramakrishna is called Ananda Rupa Sri Ramakrishna. He is full of bliss. His conversation is full of bliss. Have you heard that beautiful prayer? Adharam Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram. About God, everything is beautiful and sweet. God's face is sweet, His walking is sweet, His sleeping is sweet, His conversation is sweet, His talking is sweet, His presence is sweet. If we do not have the presence of God in front of us, we can have photograph and look at that, it is in the samadhi state. We can have in the temples, the deity statue is there. All that is filled with sweetness. Om Madhuvatarithayate Madhuksharanti Sindhava Madhvina Santoshadi Madhunatta Mutosasi Madhumatparthivagum Rajaha Madhudyaurastuna Pita Madhumano Vanaspatir Madhumagum Astu Surya Madhvirgavo Bhavantunaha. Om Madhu, Om Madhu, Om Madhu. For a devotee, everything is sweetness. Day is sweet, night is sweet. Sun yields sweetness, the plants give sweetness. Everything, everyone is sweet and beautiful. Even the dust of this earth is sweet for a devotee of God. Even the cows, they yield sweetness. The whole world become divine. That's called seeing the divinity manifested in the whole world. When we connect with the divine in any form, we get that sweetness in us, and the whole world seems to be sweet, beautiful, charming, a place to live with joy and searching the source of our joy, which is our own self. Atma Anusandhan. And doing that and getting Atma Jnana. That is the goal of all spirituality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Swamiji, for that heartfelt message. Now, moving forward, householders often wonder, can we live spiritually amidst duties and responsibilities? Sri Ramakrishna assured us, living in the world like a mud fish, it lives in the mud, but its body remains bright and shining. To guide us on this path, I invite Swami Shubhavratananda ji.
Namaste. मेरे प्रणाम to Ramakrishna, Sister Ma Sharda Devi, and Swami Vivekananda, and Manchapur Professor Dr. Sharma ji, our Secretary Maharaj of Kathmandu Ashram, Ekarthananda ji, and Maharaj ji को सबको अभिनंदन करता हूँ. आप भक्तवृंद and our friends, devotees, admirers, young friends, all of you, I बहुत सा अभिनंदन करता हूँ. आप लोग आए हैं ये मिठी शाम में श्री रामकृष्ण को वचन सुधा, श्री रामकृष्ण को गीता, श्री महाभारत, ये हमारा बड़ी बहुत स्पिरिचुअल ये टॉक है. जो रिसोर्स है वो रिसोर्स सुनने के लिए, मनन करने के लिए हम लोग आए. So it is a great opportunity to me that Swamiji gave us this, allowed us to speak something. मैंने तो छोटा छोटा हिंदी बोलेंगे और कभी कभी बीच बीच में अंग्रेजी नहीं बोलेंगे. ये गलती मत समझ, जो कुछ बोलेंगे ये रामकृष्ण, गीता, भगवत, ये सब कुछ सही होता है. लेकिन मैं एक तो बड़ी सुंदर श्लोक संस्कृत से पाठक पढ़ेंगे. कभी कभी आपके पास राशियन उसकी भी आ जाएगी. सो डोंट टेक मी फॉल्ट. इट इज मल्टी अवस्था हो गया मेरे को. एक लैंग्वेज में मैं नहीं स्टिक कर रहा था. जो भी हो, there is a nice slogan, satsangatve nissangatva, satsangatve nissangatva, nissangatve nirmohatva, nissangatve nirmohatva, nirmohatve nischalatattvam, nirmohatve nischalatattvam, nischalatattve जीवन मुक्ति, निश्चल तत्व जीवन मुक्ति. ये है प्रभाव, संस्कृत प्रभाव। हम लोग ये आए हैं, मेरे मालूम है कि आप लोग सभी ये भक्त लोग हैं भगवान का, जो भी आपका हनुमान जी हो, रामकृष्ण हो, विवेकानंद हो, जिनको भी आप लोग प्यार करते हैं, समझते हैं, तो उसमें कोई गलती नहीं है। लेकिन इस बात है कि ये सब कुछ सत वस्तु के लिए, सत अनुसंधान के लिए, सत does not mean that it is only for the monks, only for the good people. No, it is we are all hankering after goodness. By even a bandit, he also wants to be good, wants to become good. But his associations, his other friends, sometimes it may create obstruction. And sometimes our friends who not outside, he is inside. He sometimes will inspire us, follow the path of goodness. And sometimes he again inspires us that we follow the path of this way. So there are two paths. So one way sometimes inspiration comes to follow this one, sometimes inspiration comes to go follow this way. So you are the Drishta, seer of both the paths. So you have to detect and select and then go that path. This is the system of our Sanatana Dharma. The goodness, badness, all those things what we see in this world, it is the symbol dust. Where from it is originating? It is originating from our own self. So satsang means not only the good people, good things, who is inside good, what goodness is already inside, that goodness also to follow very strictly and very earnestly. For that, it requires love. I shall tell later on about this. So, satsangatte, what it will bring to us? Nissangatva. These friends, devotees, sometimes they like good associations, many people, necessary for the outer worlds. But inner worlds, he should feel that I am alone. Nissangatvam. The result of satsanga is the nissangatva. It will bring to upon one's own heart that it is nissangatva. So this nissangatva, it is a good. Sri Ramakrishna's life, simply I shall touch about this nissangatva. So satsangatve nissangatva. Nissangatve nirmohatva. Moha, this is mine. This land is mine. This heart is mine. This body is mine. I am this. And already identifying with this myself, with this one. I am this my land with my hand. So my pain, my property, my wife, my children, all are this mineness. This is going on. So this world has been divided into two ways. One is minus, another is thiness. So these two relation, how we will deal with these two relationship, this is a science. It is laid in our religious theory, religious philosophy, because in Sanatana Dharma is not only a philosophical argumentation, philosophical logical argumentation. It has got another part. That is the Maharaj, as he said, Sa Vidya Ya Muktaye. So for two types of knowledge. So one takes you towards that the physical world, worldly affairs, and another one which lead you to the spiritual world, to the higher world. This is said. So the nissangatve nirmohatvam. This moha is big obstruction to follow that course. So how to reduce that moha? It is also, I shall tell you about from Gita. So nirmohatva. Nirmohatva nischala tattvam. Our mind, body, our spirits, all will come down in one serene point. Then you will feel, you have most of us have seen a kite, the bird, when it flies in the high sky, it does not twist the wings, and it glides like this is nicely, it glides. So sometimes again it's then again glides. In this way, it gets inspiration and it fly away. So nischala tattva nirmohatta nischala tattva. That is the test of the highest culmination of the spiritual life, spiritual course. The nischala tattva nischala tattva nirmohatta nischala tattva jivan mukti. Jivan mukti in our scriptures, Hindu scriptures also say that there will be heaven where everything is only for my enjoyment. We shall do this, then this virtuous work if I do, I can reach there. And in this way, it is for who? For those children. Because you see, mothers, when they rear up their babies, they do not want to drink the medicine. So mother sometimes tempts him that I will see, if you take this, I shall give you this. So scriptures also advises us in that way to have some goodness through this way. Yes, he will slowly reach. So mother, as she speaks to her baby, the scriptures also instructs us, gives us instruction to follow that way. So we should not miss that chance. So whenever we have been born in the philosophical arena of Sanatana Dharma, it is a good fortune. Because here, every sand is in the name of Shankara. Very nice. As you have heard, some of the Divedi, his very nice YouTube, he speaks. Though he's a political man, but he beyond going beyond the political, he sees the truth. He speaks the truth. So he said, Atal Bihari Vajpayee is a very nice poetry. हर कंकर में शंकर है इस लैंड में. तो हर कंकर में शंकर है, तो ऐसा वातावरण है. इस वातावरण you will not get it outside India. What is there, it is so artificial, not so original. So this Himalaya, this Kankar, these people, if a very illiterate man or sometimes he is very street man, he has also some knowledge of wisdom. By that way, he is living in this world. So we are having full of that wisdom within ourselves. It is, already within, Vivekananda saying, but we do not open it, we do not disclose it. So it is necessary to unfold that. How we shall do this? We shall have to follow the modern demonstrator, Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, and Sri Sarada Devi. They have demonstrated their life as in a practical life for people like us who are always our mind, body, thoughts, all are engaged with these worldly affairs, worldly material objects. So if these materialistic mind can be deified by thinking, praising, glorifying the names and the names of the gods and goddesses, reciting, chanting, so why this our Gurukula system? From the childhood days, our mind, it remains very clean. No other impression. It is very clear. So all those which we get into that Gurukula, it will remain forever. So wherever I go, whatever I do, in whatever situation I may be, that idea will come out and holds my hand to go forward, to go forward. So this is the way. So we who have come lately, it is not fault. Who has come earlier, it is also not praiseworthy. For each everyone we have, time has been registered. This time he will come, and this time he will come, and then slowly, because you know Parikshit, life of story of Parikshit, all of you have heard perhaps his name. He only 7 days left for his last moment. So when he went to his guru, so guru told, "What is this? What I should do now? Only 7 days left. No, no need. Once even before the moment of death, you can, if you repeat his name, you will be saved." So this repetition of God's name, Sri Ramakrishna, you see in the Lakshana, what he did, what he demonstrated. Whoever came near to him, then everybody he is telling, repeat the name of the Lord. My mother's name, you repeat the mother's name. In this way, he is praising to any, even a very nasty woman, if she comes to Ramakrishna, then she is asking him, hello, have you done something for the other world? Then have you gone to the Tirtha pilgrimage? Then she said, replied nicely, well, what minimum I have done, though I committed lot of dirty things in my life, but this one point I have inscribed mother's name in the stone piece, in a piece of stone, and put it into the Dakshineshwar ghat, means the bathing ghat. There I have put it. Ma Kali, Jagadamba. In this way, she had dedicated a piece of stone in the name of Kali in the bathing ghat of the Dakshineshwar. So Sri Ramakrishna said, "Oh, then you have done very nice work, nice work." So he is praising, Sri Ramakrishna is praising the woman of that category. And Varen Rakhal, Charat Shashi, there he selected few. Yeah, he came not only for these people, he came for all types of people to regenerate the society, the human society, human being. Because in the scriptures, my people have no time to follow the scriptures nicely. And sometimes the scriptures to understand necessary a good teacher who is conversant with this. So this is the way to adopt the scriptural knowledge. But if we see the demonstration of some man, of some goddess like Sarada Devi, then we can demonstrate. You see, Sarada Devi, even a broomstick, after working, cleaning the courtyard, that man was throwing away that broomstick. Some very, it's work is done, so let it try. So mother saw it, and mother said, "Hello, my child, what are you doing?" It is a very nice, it helped you, and later on also it will help you. So why you throw away in that way? You put it in proper place so that it can be utilized later on also. This was the mother's lesson. Even how to put a broomstick, she is giving demonstration. And Sri Ramakrishna, in this way, when Yogananda, today his life, his birthday, Tithi Puja, and so Yogananda, he went to Sri Ramakrishna, requested him to get a no, बालक का कढ़ाई कढ़ाई हिंदी में इसको बोलता है कढ़ाई. So that कढ़ाई He went to purchase, perhaps some of you have read it in the life story of Yogananda, Sri Ramakrishna Bhakta Malika. There is a Bengali book, I do not know Hindi, what is his name, but I think it has been published also in Hindi. In Yogananda's life you can see. So the Swami Yogan, he was at that time not Yogananda, he went to purchase. He was a very kind-hearted, soft-hearted man. So he went to the shop, the seller. Then he asked to that man, please give me one karhai. Then he gave him and also took that karhai, paid something, what is the cost. Then he returned. And the next day, it was discovered that it was a crack one. So that crack one, Sri Ramakrishna, when he came to know, then he said, wow. Then when he came again, wow, you have purchased a crack karhai? For this, I sent you to get this one. It is a crack karhai. What happened? Why you did not check it? This is the way to in the shop to purchase. Why you yourself did not check? He is a devotee man, very devoted. So I thought that he will not cheat me. So that way. No, you should ask him, and then you check it. Then only the wapas means return, if there is any skitka, means any rebate, if you get it, that also you should have accept. Means buy one, get two. This type of advertisement nowadays we see. Some people say, don't miss that also. So he did not go anywhere to the shop to purchase these things, but he could know how the purchaser purchased, how the seller sold it. So this way, the Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, these life stories are ocean-like, big. So I want to tell you one thing, that चर्चा हिंदी में इसको भी बोलता है चर्चा. Culture, it is not very good term to me. चर्चा इसको बोलता है. Churcha, it means it will penetrate in your mind, in your body, in your brain, in your nerves. Then it becomes churcha. So the satsang, it will lift you where you are, in whatever occupation, in whatever profession you may be, but if you follow the way of the Ramakrishna, way of the Sarada Devi, way of Swami Vivekananda, some reading out something, you get connection with the Ramakrishna. How Ramakrishna mission is here. You all know the address. And the Ramakrishna's representative Swami Ekarthananda is here. You ask your friends and devotees, like-minded people, get in touch with the Ramakrishna philosophy, Vivekananda philosophy, Vedanta philosophy. It is a life enlightening topics. One who will follow, he will get its result. That Jivana Mukti. Even though life is full of sufferings and miseries, though he is here, but he will think that I am beyond this, I am beyond this, I am not this, I am not this. So not this, not this. What is there? This is that. So Vijaro, Vimritu, Vishoko, Vijavatsha. I have no Vijaro. I have beyond the Jara, means sprinklings. The Bhagdatva, those things which it comes at the end of the age. So it is Vijaro. Vimritu. I have conquered the day in the Upanishad. We are all householders. We are all samsari. So we are samsari means not only children and the works, duties, responsibilities. This is not samsara. Swami Shivananda Maharaj, Mahapurush Maharaj. You have heard the name of this great noble soul. So in those days, in very remote, young man, he came, he wants sannyasa, Maharaj, please, make me. You are so happy, you, being sannyasi, you look like so beautiful, happy, so make me also. Then, I make, give me, take me from this bindings of samsara. In this way, he asked him. What happened then? Then Mahapurush Maharaj was at the age of 78, 79. So in the winter, he was putting his shawl, coat, and he was Hapani yogi. He was having Hapani. So the other monks, senior monks, they used to protect him, keep him in very delicately. So when he went there and asked him about sannyasa, this is so this way that Swami I shall please 5 minutes allow. So this he told, look at me. You say I am sannyasi, I have left everything. What I have left? I have been full of all these things. So many. How do you say I have left everything? Yeah? So sannyasa means that not that to go away from the home, bereft of children, parents, all these things. It is one way. It is not that. But the conception, you should make it clear in your mind. That is why Shivananda Maharaj told him that ahankar and ashakti. Ahankar, egoism. Ashakti, attachment. That moho, it comes from ashakti. So these two are great enemies for the spiritual growth of us. And this ahankar, the more we shall reduce and we shall go forward and forward. Chandra said, as you go eastward, then west will remain behind. In this way. So I shall request today evening many things to speak. What? Time is very bad. Huh? Our lifespan is also very short. We are infinite. That infiniteness, it is already within. So, contemplation, meditation, study, thought of these things, and make a friendship with the like-minded people. Let them be our associated one, and include them as a member of us. So, I shall request you to continue this way, the spiritual wave in the Nepal, and the following days, I hope the situation will change more and more people will get attracted into this Vedantic idea, Ramakrishna Vivekananda Swami's idea, because it is a Hindu country. Formerly, I do not know now what it would be, but Hindus are not. They do not say that you are a Hindu, you don't go away. Hindus only accept everything. This is the philosophy of Hindus. There is no rejection. Everything, inclusion, no rejection. So our life, our philosophy gives us this high ideas and ideals. Our life be led to that way, be directed to that way. Thank you all. My Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sarada Devi, Vivekananda's blessings be with you always. It is my last word. Thank you. Om.
Thank you very much, Swamiji, for showing us that spirituality belongs to everyone. Before moving to the next, I would like to request Swami Ekarthananda to hand over a small token of love to today's guest, Professor Dr. Krishna Chandra Sharma ji. Due to shortage of time, we are skipping some of the programs today. Now, as we move forward toward the conclusion, gratitude fills our hearts. Gratitude itself is a form of worship. So I now invite Sri Raviraj Thapaji for the vote of thanks.
ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारपरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननी शारदां देवी रामकृष्ण जगद्गुरुं परमपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। On behalf of Ramakrishna Ashrama, I start. On behalf of Ramakrishna Ashrama, Nepal, and all devotees, along with excellent Master of Ceremony Moses Vishwakarmaji, spiritual head Swami Ekarthananda Maharaj, and our president, our former president, Madam Executive Committee President of Ramakrishna Mission, when we established, it's a Madam Sharda Satyal Madam. I thank you all for making this program auspicious. So it's a satsang. I was also thinking, Maharaj, satsangate nishangatam nishangate nirmohatam. Nirmohate sthirachittam jivan mukti. A last stanza, jivan mukti, at the present moment, it doesn't suit Nepal. We have to work very hard. Sanatan ko phir, we have to empower it again, bring it up, because I think our religion, dharma, Hindu dharma, is getting slowly erosion ho raha hai. It's getting weaker. So I think जीवन मुक्ति नहीं, आपका आशीर्वाद चाहिए. हम स्ट्रेंथ से इसको जीआर आगे ले सकते हैं, प्रिजर्व कर सके, क्योंकि I think in Nepal we need more power, blessing, like what Swami Vivekananda said. Man need power, and power brings more power. So I forgot that thing. I knew this thing, sir. इसलिए Reverend spiritual head from Russia, Sri Swami Shubhavratananda ji Maharaj ji, I'm always so happy to see you here whenever you come. And the Reverend Swami Kripamayananda ji Maharaj, spiritual heads of Canada. So all Canadian friends, we have Canadian friends also. Please stand up, please. You are welcome, and thank you very much. Thank you, sir. We have ladies also from Canada. Thanks for coming and visiting us to be part of this special satsang. So, it has always been great pleasure to have you here, sir. Whenever you come, we get a big festival type of thing. We can get a great celebration. This time also you have come here, so you could meet. And we have Russia spiritual head. I always remember a movie, just one, Russia with Love. Whenever he comes, he really loves, because last time also we had a big satsang with him. So whenever I see him, his love, I am very much excited and feel so grateful. And we have Maharaj Kripamayananda ji Maharaj. This is your Matribhumi, birthplace. So you love this place, you love this thing. That's why it's your vision, it's your dream that we could come up like this. We could establish, इसको बढ़ाउन सके, हजुरको सपनाले गर्दा हो, हजुरको इच्छाले गर्दा हो, त्यसको मा हामी कुनै पनि एउटा अङ्गमा केही गर्न सके हुनाले हामी अति आभारी छौं हजुरको. So we feel like we are your child, elderly child, grown-up child, but it's still not being able to do your aspirations. So this is my heartfelt gratitude to all you are here. And with all your support, we could do it. We thank you very much also. I'd like to thank Buddhadev Guhaji for your wonderful song. It is wonderful. And we'd like to thank, with sincerity, Professor Krishna Chandra Sharma sir for your presentation also. And our youngest fellow here, Ashutosh Wagle, for his recitation. It was perfect. It was wonderful. Give it up and congratulations. I'd like to thank all people from hall management, music and other light and all these things. And I'd like to express my gratitude to the school management principals for providing this hall. And most important is this was a wonderful moment, blissful moment, and we feel so grateful and enlightened. We'd like to see this again and again. You are flying such a big distance, but still your love brings you here. Whenever you are here, we feel so much enlightened, protected, and bliss. Thank you very much, sir. सबैलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद यहाँ आउनुभयो. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि आज यो सत्संग एकदम सफल भएको र अघि नै आउँदाखेरि र अहिले यस जाने बेलासम्म हाम्रो मन अलिकति प्रफुल्लित भयो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई. म त खुसी भएको छु, यहाँ पनि खुसी हुनु भएको छ होला. यहाँ बाहिरको त्यो चुनावको हिसाब किताब छैन यहाँ. थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच. अन्तमा म अलिकति गर्न चाहन्छु. यहाँहरूले हात उठाउनु होला. श्री रामकृष्ण ज्यूको जय होस्. श्री शारदा देवी, जय श्री शारदा देवी, जय श्री स्वामी विवेकानन्द, जय श्री भुवेश्वरी माई, जय श्री पशुपतिनाथ, जय नेपाल. थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच.
Thank you very much, Sri Raviraj Thapa Ji, for your gracious words. Before we conclude, let us unite our voices and hearts in Ramakrishna Saranam. When many voices chant together, devotion becomes power. Let us sing not just with our lips, but with our hearts. So for this, I would like to request Buddhadev Ji. Once again, I request you to please come over the stage. This bhajan we used to sing during our school days, and the stuti I still got from my school days, which I have been carrying with me. So Buddhadev Ji, please.
Alright, if you could kindly join us, it would be great. It's a very sweet song of Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharane, Jai Jai Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharane, Prabhu Kripahi Kevalam, Kripahi Kevalam, Kripahi Kevalam, Sharane, Prabhu Kripahi Kevalam, Kripahi Kevalam, Kripahi Kevalam, Sharane, Jai Jai Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam, Ramakrishna Sharanam, Sharane, Sharanagatam, 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 Sharane, Sharanagatam, 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 Sharane, Jai Jai Ramakrishna Sharanam, Krishna Sharanam, Ram Krishna Sharanam Sharane. Namah Shri Gurave, Namah Shri Gurave, Namah Shri Gurave, Namah Namah. Namah Shri Gurave, Namah Shri Gurave, Namah Shri Gurave, Namah Namah. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Sharanam, Ram Krishna Sharanam, Ram Krishna Sharanam Sharane. Ram Krishna Jaya Jaya Ram Krishna, 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 Ram Krishna Sharanam, Ram Krishna Sharanam, Ram Krishna Sharanam Sharane.
अब हामी यो सभाको अन्त नै भन्दा हुन्छ, अन्तिम चरणमा छौँ। अब सबै मिलेर जय जयकार दिनुहुन म अनुरोध गर्दछु। मैले भन्छु अनि सबैले मिलेर जय भनिदिनु होला। त्यसपछि सबैको हातमा स्न्याक्सहरू आइसक्यो होला, आएको छैन भने पनि लिनु होला, अनि चिया पनि छ पछाडि ग्रहण गर्नु होला। स्न्याक्स भने पनि यो वास्तवमा प्रसाद नै हो, आश्रमबाट जे प्राप्त हुन्छ त्यो प्रसाद नै हो। र म अब यो जय जयकार पछि चाहिँ हाम्रो सभाको यही नै अन्त हुने म घोषित गर्दछु। जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय, जय महामाई की जय, जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय, जय स्वामी योगानंद महाराज जी की जय, जय श्री श्री गुहेश्वरी माई की जय, जय श्री पशुपतिनाथ महादेव की जय। ओम शांति शांति शांति, हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्री राम कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।